right, Shalom. This is Power Thumb of the Great Millstone Houston Camp, back with another lesson to edify the elect of the nation of Israel. So before I begin, as always, giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, YAHAWASHI, 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 the bonus to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of the Great Millstone that rule well. Peace, blessing, and salutation to the also to the elder high priest that taught my apostles and elders. Peace, blessing, and salutation unto the elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and all Israelites scattered abroad, who have received this truth and will continue to endure unto the end. Same shall be saved by Allah YAHAWASHI, Mashiach, on his arrival during World War III to destroy our enemies and set up the kingdom of heaven, which is the kingdom of Israel, YAHAWASHI and the Israelites. All right, so I want to start here in Acts chapter 20, all right, in verse 26, and it reads, "Wherefore I take you to record this day that I am pure from the blood of all men, for I have not shunned to declare unto you all the counsel of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua." Now, to understand this verse, we got to jump over to Ezekiel chapter 3 and verse 17. "Son of man, I have made thee a watchman into the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word in my mouth and give them warning from me." So the prophets are set up as spiritual watchmen to give warning to the Israelites. "When I say unto the wicked, which are the Israelites, that thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thy hand. Yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from the wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul." So what is Paul saying? Paul said, I warned you, Israelites, all right, through the preaching of the truth. All right. So I'm also read Ezekiel chapter 3 and 20 again. "When a righteous man, who is a righteous man, Israelite, that believes on the true doctrine of YAHAWASHI, do a turn from his righteousness and commit iniquity." And what's a part of that? A part of that is knowing the truth and then turning your back on the truth. All right, and start teaching and believing on lies. All right, and living your life according to those lies. "And I lay a stumbling block before him, he shall die, because thou hast not given him warning. He shall die in his sin, and his righteousness." Let me read this again, verse 20. "Again, when that righteous man doth turn from his righteousness and commit iniquity, and I lay a stumbling block before him, he shall die, because thou hast not given him warning. He shall die in his sin, and his righteousness which he had done shall not be remembered, but his blood will I require at thy hand." All right. So all the stumbling blocks that come with false doctrine, the watchmen of Israel, which are the prophets, have to give warning, have to point out those stumbling blocks and spiritually remove those false doctrines, which are likened into bumps in the road that can trip you up and have you fall into these lies. All right. So let's go back to Acts chapter 20 and verse 26. "Wherefore I take you record this day that I am pure from the blood of all men, for I have not shunned to declare unto you all the counsel of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua." And it's the mindset of Great Millstone, starting with the apostles of GMS on down. "Take heed therefore to yourselves and to all the flock, over the which the Holy Spirit had made you overseers, to feed the church of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, which he had purchased with his own blood." All right. So again, taking oversight, okay, being those spiritual watchmen that warns the children of Israel of what YAHAWASHI said in these scriptures. All right, versus what's going on in the world. Verse 29, for I know this, that after my departing shall grievous wolves enter in among you, not sparing the flock. False prophets, all right, false teachers. Also of your own selves shall men arise, speaking perverse things. Yeah, men that believed on YAHAWASHI to draw away disciples after them, so they separate themselves by teaching against the teachings that they once believed, to separate other Israelites that believed on the truth, okay? That's to separate Israelites that believed on that same truth. Therefore watch and remember that by the space of 3 years I cease not to warn everyone night and day with tears. All right. Now, let me get this. Let's see. Here's 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 1. But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privately shall bring in, or privily shall bring in damnable hearsays, even denying the Lord that brought them. And how are they doing that? By denying his truth. All right. Even denying the Lord that brought them, and bring upon themselves swift destructions, or destruction, and many shall follow their pernicious ways. Separating those disciples unto themselves. All right. Or to draw away disciples into themselves. 2 Peter chapter 2 and 2, and many shall follow their pernicious ways. So those disciples that withdrew away from the truth to follow these false prophets and teachers, they're going to follow their destructive ways, the ways that are going to get them and you as a disciple or follower of their teachings destroyed. By reason of whom the way of truth shall be even evil spoken of. All right, our salvation is based off of the truth. You speaking evil of the truth, you gotta go. The Lord gonna destroy you. All right, as it says, and bring upon themselves swift destruction. All right, teaching against the scriptures, it ain't no light matter. Or teaching against the truth that we have here at Great Millstone. We say that humbly. It's not a light thing. It's not a thing as, oh, I disagree. No, it's, if you teaching against the truth, you're going to be destroyed. So let's continue here to this video done by the elder from, I believe, Detroit. And against his, these two demons from Genesis that we believe took the bag. It's so clear that they took the bag. All right. Now, let's play this.
Hosea.
But when you look at how you pronounce that word in the Greek,
So first, let's read it, what's on the screen. So again, how can we be certain? Yeah, how can we be certain? Yeah, through faith, you assholes. All right, Jake is wicked. Okay? The scriptures tell us that we have to be fully persuaded in our mind, fully convinced, thoroughly convinced, all right, that what we have through the apostles is the truth, all right? And it's all through faith. How can we be certain? Certain things, all right, I guess they ain't go up there and tell you. A lot of things of these scriptures Esau don't know because it hasn't been revealed to these so-called scholars, all right? the yod has to be in the end of the word to give the sha sound. Translations prove that.
G5617. Look how it's pronounced. I'm gonna play it.
To say.
Strong's G5617. Hosea. Hosea.
Is at the ends, not e. So there's no getting around this. So when Paul writes his letter to the church at Rome, he doesn't say YAHAWASHI, or well, not only YAHAWASHI, but he doesn't say the e at the end of Hosea. It's an in Greek when transliterated. So just wanted to address that.
So again, how can we be certain that a yod has to be at the end of the Hebrew word to give the shy sound? We proved it through scholars, we proved it through consonants, and we just proved it through transliterations. The I sound is not at the end of Hosea. So it's not Hawashai, it's Hosea in the Hebrew. That's how you say Hosea in the Hebrew.
No, it's not. No, it's not. And to go back and forth on the pronunciation of the Hebrew is pointless, because the pronunciation is through faith. Nobody was speaking the Hebrew that we have, all right, and that we believe in here at Great Millstone and throughout, that came through the One West teachings. Nobody was speaking this Hebrew before the Spirit revealed it to the elder high priest and, unto the apostles today. So we're not going to these scholars and these so-called learned men and wise men of today to learn the truth. But these niggas is, and it's getting them deeper and deeper into this. If the scholars didn't say it, it ain't true. What did the scholars tell you was a Hebrew Israelite? Fucking assholes.
Yeah. The Bible tells us. Now, here we go, y'all. Let's get to the Messiah's name. I just had to debunk the whole YAHAWASHI real quick. The Bible tells us it's Hosea in the Hebrew. That's how you say Hosea in the Hebrew. The I sound is not at the end of Hosea. So it's not Hawashai, it's Hosea in the Hebrew. That's how you say Hosea in the Hebrew. Hosea. The Hebrew word to give the shy sound.
In Greek when transliterated. So just wanted to address that.
So again, how can we be certain that a yod has to be at the end of the Hebrew word to give the shy sound?
And what the hell is a yod? I'm not gonna go watch their video to understand what they mean by yod. You got the Hebrew. It got two vowel points, I and I. That's it. Abagada Hawashai. All right, so on and so forth. I said Shah, Salakia. Abagada Hawa Zakha Ka Lamanasai I Pa Tazakwarasha Tha. All right, that's all the sounds that we have in the Hebrew. The I, the and the I sounds.
We proved it through scholars, we proved it through consonants, and we just proved it through transliterations.
In Greek when transliterated. So just wanted to address that.
So again, how can we be certain that a yod has to be at the end of the Hebrew word to give the shy sound? We proved it through scholars, we proved it through consonants, and we just proved it through transliterations.
And you didn't prove nothing through faith. All right? That's your problem.
The Hebrew word to give the shy sound, we proved it through scholars, we proved it through consonants, and we just proved it through transliterations. The I sound is not at the end of Hosea. So it's not Hawashai, it's Hosea.
Okay, so you're going off the scholar's pronunciation. It's crazy. Let's continue.
In the Hebrew, that's how you say Hosea in the Hebrew. Hosea.
Or this reprobate. That's what he is. He's a reprobate.
The Bible tells us. Now, here we go, y'all. Let's get to the Messiah's name. I just had to debunk the whole YAHAWASHI real quick.
Yeah, everybody got lock in. We got a matter of fact, y'all, if y'all buckle up, because here's where it's already been bad.
Now, the Bible tells us he would have the same Hebrew name as Joshua. Not two words spliced together. Yeah, see, Yah, and then Hosea means Hawashai. That's debunked. In Acts 7, not two words spliced together. Yeah, see, Yah, and then Hosea means Hawashai. That's debunked. In Acts 7:45. Watch this, everybody. The KJV 1611. No J's in the alphabet yet.
It's not two words spliced together. Oh my goodness. These niggas is going head over heels for the so-called white man. For the wicked. To bring us back to what? Jesus? God. Let's go here real quick. All right. Numbers 13. Okay. Let's see. This is Numbers 13 and 8. In the tribe of Ephraim, Hoshea, the son of Nun. All right. So before it was Joshua, he was Hoshea. Okay. You go to the Hebrew. You got with the transliteration of this is Hoshea. All right. So you have the prophet Hosea, King Hoshea, the name of 5 Israelites, okay, which means deliverer. All right, deliverer. Now you jump down to verse 16. These are the names of the men which Moses sent to spy out the land, and Moses called Hoshea, the son of Nun, Joshua. Okay? He called him Joshua. Now, Joshua is a translation, okay, of the name that Moses gave him in the Hebrew. And let's see what that name is. Okay? It is Strong H 3091. Let's see what they got. YAHAWASHI. YAHAWASHI. Now look, this one is wrong. How do we know? Because that's not how you know that this. They added the extra character at the end. It's not YAHAWASHI. It's this one. YAHAWASHI. Which means it's not two words spliced together. He just put a he in front of his name. The Yah, first character Yah, right here. The first character Yah in front of the name is he. All right? It doesn't mean Yahweh saves. It means he saves. All right? So Moses put the he in front of Hosea name, making it he saves instead of deliverer. It's he deliverer. All right, and that's what Joshua was to Israel, to bring them into the land of Israel. All right, so what is this guy talking about? He's talking about what how the scholars pronounce the name, and went to Romans, the 9th chapter, around about verse 20, let's see. Yeah, 25. And he said also to OC, Salakia, that's let's see. Okay. Yeah. And he said also to OC, I will call them my people, which were not my people, and her beloved, which was not beloved. Now this OC is what? Hosea, the prophet, which he pulled the precept from Hosea, the 2nd chapter, and Hosea, the 1st chapter. All right? So, you go to this word Hosea, you got let's go to the blue letter. All right, let's go to the blue letter and go to what they were saying and how we wrong because the scholars pronounce, don't say YAHAWASHI or Hawashai, they say Hosea. Let's see. So we're gonna go to the Hosea or OC, and then this how they pronounce it in the Greek.
Strong's G 5617. Hosea. Hosea.
Yeah, so they say and not I. All right, it's bullshit. So, and then let's go here. Let's see.
Strong's H 1954. Hoshea. Hoshea.
So that was from the Greek pronunciation of Hosea to the Hebrew pronunciation of these so-called scholars of the Hebrew. So you had the and you had the It's not, and both of them are wrong. It's Hawa Shai. It's not ho nothing. We don't have ho in the sound in the Hebrew, in the Lashon Kodash, which is the holy tongue. All right. You can say we wrong. Well, we gonna ride with what we got. All right, you ride with whatever these scholars say. We're gonna see who gonna prevail. You down reprobate.
This says,
And
which also our fathers that came after brought in with Jesus. Notice there's no J. This is the 1611 King James. Remember, y'all say he's black. This black, y'all say King James is black. This black man, some of y'all say he's a Hebrew Israelite with fringes. This black king.
I'm thinking about it. So we're gonna see who right or wrong when this judgment come. All right. And like the Apostle Tar been saying, I wonder what y'all interpretation is of the MOTB now. All right.
With fringes on is telling you the proper pronunciation through transliteration of the Messiah. Jesus into the possession of the Gentiles. Now, this is speaking of Joshua from the time of Moses, though. But it's calling him Jesus in the Greek English transliteration. This means they would have the same name. We see the same name for this man in the Old Testament as we see the Messiah being called this same name. They both have the
and yes, Joshua name in translated to the English in the scriptures is they put Jesus, which it should have been Joshua. All right, it should have been Joshua, but we're gonna go into it. It's a botched transliteration. All right.
same name, same concordance number. It's from Hebrew, Strong's H 3091. Uh-oh. Here's Exodus 17:9. KJV 16:11. A black man who wore fringes. No J's in the alphabet yet. It says, and Moses said unto Eoshua. Oh my God. That's a dagger. Moses said unto Eoshua. Mind you, King James is translating the Old Testament. His scholars are translating directly from Hebrew. And he says, whatever this Hebrew word for Joshua is in Exodus 17:9, it sounds like in the English, Eoshua. Because the transliteration is an audio recording, essentially. So, this
yeah,
is
he's an idiot. You're just making shit up like a word salad. You talk so much, people get all confused and just believe whatever the hell he just said. What the hell did he just say? You don't believe what he said. This is Acts 7:45. Let's go to it. Acts 7:45. Acts 7:45. And also our fathers that came after brought in Jesus, which is Joshua, the son of Nun, into the possession of the Gentiles, whom Yahweh drave out before the face of our fathers unto the days of David. All right, so let's go to it. This is Jesus in reference to Joshua, and this is what he pulled.
Strong's G 2424. Jesus. Jesus.
All right, which is ultimately a botched transliteration. All right, and it says of Hebrew origin.